Hello, welcome to our 8:30 Bible Challenge, and I know I'm a few minutes late, and I'm late because one of our missionaries from over in the Philippines called me at 8:30 or at 8:24 this evening, and he talked for about 15 minutes, and so that caused me to be late. But I thought it was more important that I talk with our missionary from the Philippines, and they are 12 hours ahead of us. It's 8:20. It was 8:24 p.m. when he called me, and it's 8:24 a.m. over there. So he was starting Wednesday morning when he was talking to me here on Tuesday night, and he wanted to share a couple things that were going on over in his church and with his people, and people are people everywhere. Doesn't matter where you live, what country. People are people, and it just so happened that in the Philippines right now that he's looking for a way to help his church people. And so he's thinking about becoming a chicken farmer. It was kind of interesting. After he shared all the details, I'll share some with you. I shared with him that in Grant County, right here in West Virginia, where we live, there are chicken farmers. There are great big chicken houses, and we all know that. And when I explained that to him, he kind of chuckled, and it was like, wow, well, they've, he expressed to me that they have a need to put up a chicken house. He called it a little barn, and some netting, and he needs an incubator and chickens over there. He was telling me that they could sell a 1 day old chick, a newly hatched chick, 1 day old, for $4. And so it sounds like they could make, you know, a good deal of money and make a profit to help their people. But to get things started, for example, because those 1 day old chicks are $4, he wants to start out with one rooster and five hens, and so that's six chickens. But he to get those, they're $50 a piece. Can you imagine paying $50 for one chicken? And so the economy is so different over there, but that's why they're so expensive. But a 1 day old chick is worth $4, and so that he's hoping those hens will lay some eggs, and he'll get an incubator. And so and I'm glad to see that they're willing to work. And he wants to give some of his church people, as he gets this established, he wants to give his church families a couple chickens that will lay eggs, a rooster and a couple chickens, and spread the chicken wealth in a sense to his church people. And then they can bring the eggs to him, and there'll be a turnover. They'll get more, they'll incubate and hatch out more little chicks and that kind of thing. And so I guess the only thing they really have to watch out for are, like over here, weasels and foxes and things like that could get in there. And I don't know what their animals might be like over there, but I'm sure there are predators there just like here. There are predators everywhere. Just like the devil's a predator. He's a predator, and he and his cohorts travel around. Now the devil's limited. He's not God. He can't be in all places at all times. The devil is only one person, one, and so that's why I kind of jokingly would tell people when they say, "Boy, the devil's really been after me." That's a brag. If the devil's, he can only be in one place. He's not like God, but he could sure enough harass you with his cohorts, with the fallen demons, and so there's a lot of them. Remember, a third of the angels left heaven, went with the devil. When God kicked the devil out, he took a third of the angels with him. So there's quite a few of them. They're looking for people that they can destroy with lies and sin. I just wanted to read you a couple verses from the book. When I said earlier that people are people, there's a letter that the Apostle Paul wrote to Timothy. He looked at Timothy like you would. It was almost like he had taken Timothy in under his wing and looked at him like his son, and was helping him. And Timothy was becoming a preacher. And this missionary in the Philippines this evening told me that his nephew had started a church, and they just this missionary and his wife went to the first service he had which was a midweek service on a Wednesday, I guess, and they had about 40 people at that service. And so they're really excited about this new ministry, his nephew had gotten saved, and now he's gone to the Bible college there, and now he's branched out and he wants to start a church. In a sense, it's like or for our church, their church over there was like our daughter church. And now, because our daughter church now he has a nephew that wants to start a church, and so that's in a sense our granddaughter church. So we were told tonight we've got a brand new granddaughter church. So congratulations, Maysville Bible Brethren Church. But here's what Paul says in Paul's words in this letter to Timothy. He says, "Do thy diligence to come shortly unto me." He wants to see him soon. He says, "For Demas hath forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica." And so he says that not everything is good. Sometimes bad things happen, and he had somebody helping him. He says, "Only Luke is with me. Take Mark and bring him with thee, for he is profitable to me for the ministry. And Tychicus have I sent to Ephesus. And the cloak, or the coat, that I left at Troas with Carpus, when thou comest, bring it with thee. And the books, but especially the parchments." And that would be the Word of God. Parchments, the Word of God. And so here is a missionary, the Apostle Paul. He says, hey, when you come, bring those books and bring the Word of God, and don't forget my coat. And so people are people, wherever they live, whether here in West Virginia, United States, or whether halfway around the world in the Philippines. We have the same basic needs. We need to pray for each other and watch out for the old devil, because he's a predator. And I don't know while I was sitting out here on the front porch, but while we were sitting here, the coyotes were yipping and yapping outside. And I don't know, if you really listen, you might be able to hear him in the background. That wasn't Cooper. Have a blessed evening.